Here we are, another edition of our Rotary Unplugged. I like to watch and listen. I hope you do as well. Step up to the plate. Let's hit a home run as you always do, Michael Loughman. I call you friend, fellow Rotarian, doing great work in our community. Hello to you, Michael.
Good day, Shelley. Thanks for including me on this. It's a thrill and an honor. So,
Yes, well, here we go. On to my top 10. Of course, I say that too a lot. Michael, how do you spend your day without attending Rotary? What do you do for a job?
sure. So, during the day, you would probably find me at Holland Home at one of our campuses, either at Raybrook or Bretton Woods. I serve as the Vice President of Sales and Brand Marketing. So, working with older adults during the day, leading a sales and admissions team. So, pretty fun. Been here 14 years, so loving it. And pretty cool to be the young guy at work. So that at my age, so that's pretty fun.
Good to be a senior. Thanks for what you do. Put your Rotary hat on. When did you first find out that there was a Rotary in town, Michael?
I've always known about Rotary. I grew up in Ohio, a small town, Newark, Ohio, and there was always a Rotary club. My boss was in it, but I always thought of it being like all, no offense, all old, straight white men, primarily bankers. So when I got affiliated with this club, it was quite different than that. So, which was a pleasant surprise.
How did you get involved with this club?
Sure. So two Rotarians were on our or are on our board here at Holland Home, Dr. Farr and Carl Verbeek, and they were encouraging some representation from Holland Home. Our president at the time said, "I think that sounds like a great thing for Michael," and so going on 10 years in August, I've been really happy to be part of the club.
Wonderful. What has this journey thus far meant to you?
I think Rotary, I thought I was pretty, this is called unplugged, but I thought I was pretty plugged into the community and knew what was going on. So the programming at Rotary, it has just been incredible. I've learned so much about West Michigan. I've met lifelong friends through Rotary and people that I probably would not have interacted with had it not been for Rotary. And there is a sense of community and service that is just really unlike any other thing I've been involved in. So it's a pretty special place.
Well, you've got the gear.
Yes, I'm very much on brand. So right, so
Yeah, you've
I
got
have
the
to
medal.
represent.
Yes,
So
yes, yeah, well, you do well. I'll put you on the spot. Do you have a favorite or maybe an inspiring program that you've attended that has moved you?
wow, there's so many. I probably have to say the one when we had a Strive luncheon and one of the mentees that I've been working with for 2 years graduated from the mentoring program, and he got up and spoke about the impact that I'd had on his life, and it was a. I don't think there were many dry eyes in the club that day. So I always think of mentoring like what impact they've had on me, and that will always stick with me. That luncheon will always stick with me.
Good. And let's stick with the Strive program. Not all Rotarians are able to do this. Should be required. But what got you interested and give me a little bit of that journey?
So Strive, I have always done some sort of mentoring even before Rotary. So it's been a just a calling, I think, to give back. I've had a lot of great mentors in my life, and so I think to whom much has been given, much is expected. And so it's just my way to give back to people. And it doesn't, mentoring doesn't take an incredible amount of time, but the impact, it changes two lives at a time. So,
Oh, cool. All right. We also have fun at our Club 77s. So give me a sneak peek of what this is all about and maybe a favorite fun time.
oh wow, there's so many favorite fun times at Club 77. They're the first Thursday. It's such a casual approach to um, to getting together to networking. I think probably my favorite one, we had one years ago at Dexia, and Sean Shira and I think we laughed solid for an hour, just about a whole batch of things. And so again, these are memories you have from just showing up and being at Rotary. But I remember leaving that Rotary, my face was hurting because I was laughing so hard. And we still talk about that Rotary Club 77 to this day.
So I want to get in on that joke that was shared or however. Michael, tell me a little bit about, I know Rotarians truly get into the weeds when we join committees. Were you involved? Are you involved in a committee at this point?
Sure, I past co-chair of membership. I still am on the membership committee as a member. Uh, that's really how you get to know people in Rotary, where you're kind of working together on a project. You know, lunches are great. You sit by somebody, you get to know them, but really working on membership. I believe in Rotary, so it's easy to be on membership, to talk about membership. So that's been a fun experience. And again, working side by side with some people that I probably in my day-to-day life would never cross paths with. So
Great. And back to the students, I know Interact occasionally will be sitting at our tables. What's that like to see and to have them head to our podium and introduce themselves and talk about their career? Sometimes we're blown away.
yeah, I kind of think like, what have I done with my life? You think of these students that are, sometimes 17, 18. I'm just kind of blown away by what they're doing. Um, it Shelley, it really gives me confidence in the future of like, okay, we are in good hands. These are our future leaders. We're going to be okay. It has been fortifying to me, both mentally and emotionally and on every front. So it's so fun when the students are there for the lunch.
Yes. Well, we put the spotlight on Rotary, but we put the spotlight on Rotarians. What is this? You've been a docent at the Meyer May House for 21 years?
Yeah, that's a long time for a volunteer gig. So I'm there once a month, giving tours. It's owned by Steelcase and the Frank Lloyd Wright designed home that was built in 1908. It's been fun. But 21 years, I've been a volunteer docent there. Fun, quick story. The first time I showed up, I thought, well, I need to bring something as the new guy back in 2004. And so I brought brownies. And so then they said, oh, well, you have to bring brownies every time now. So 21 years later, everyone, it's my way of getting people to want to volunteer with me because they're like, oh, you're on the schedule. We know we'll get brownies. So
Right, bring them to Rotary. All right, let's not tell anybody this. You went to Ohio State University, my good man.
I did. I grew up in Central Ohio, like I said earlier, in Newark, but I'm a proud Ohio State graduate. When I was at Ohio State, it wasn't the Ohio State, so it was just Ohio State. But yeah, proud Buckeye. It's part of our inclusion and diversity here at Holland Home that they hire a Buckeye. So
I like that. All right, do we call you Reverend? I understand you officiate weddings.
I that is my official title. You and $50 can get ordained online, and I've done 9 weddings, and all 9 couples, including a Rotarian, Lindsay Gleason and her husband, are. I've done 9 weddings. All couples are still married, so I have 100%, knocking on wood, 100% success rate.
I think that needs to be put on the resume.
Yes, yeah, of course. I'm going to lead with that. So,
what a cool thing. When you vacation, what do you do? What's your vacation of choice, Michael?
oh, I love sailing on a cruise. I mean, I think it's just a great way to see different parts of Caribbean or Mexico. It's a great way to relax. Usually go with some friends. It's just a great way. I can unpack one time. I know where I'm eating. I can get some sun. So it's a good way.
Where's the next cruise?
I'm on the maiden voyage of the Brilliant Lady, part of Virgin Voyages in September. It's going to Bermuda. So it's a maiden voyage going through the Bermuda Triangle. So, what could go wrong, right?
Yeah, we've got your legacy on tape. If I won't even go there. Michael, would you spend some time, and I don't know if the picture behind you is a representation of your family, but share a little of your adoption journey.
Sure. So I'm a child of adoption, was adopted at birth. And that was, I did not even plan the picture being back there. It's where it always is. I was adopted at birth in Ohio. And then in 10 years ago, Ohio opened adoption records. So adoptees like myself could get their birth record. I wrote for it. It came a couple months later, kind of forgotten about it. And I opened this envelope, and it's a photocopy of my original birth certificate with my birth mother's name, which was very unusual, Zany Saliba, and no birth father listed. So, of course, Googled it, saw her gravestone was the first thing I saw of her. She had me, and then at 38, and she died at 40. And so she's buried in Alabama. She had me in Ohio. So trying to put together that piece, and so I did Ancestry, and my mother was one of five children. The oldest had one son. That was it, and he's in that picture back there, Dr. Sam Saliba. And so I found him, wrote to him, and said, "I think we're related." And he tells the story of getting that letter and said, "I did what anybody do. It's from Alabama. He goes, "I Googled you." And he says, "As soon as I saw your picture, I knew you were family because I look a lot like, we look like siblings, although we're cousins. We've become like siblings. His wife is an only child. He's an only child. I was an only child. So it's been an incredible journey finding them. I am so much like my birth family versus my adopted family. So, the whole nature nurture conversation, but it's been life changing. I spend holidays there now. Um, he started the first hospice program in Alabama, so we have some similar work histories. His dad was the president of the Rotary in oh, goodness, the hometown where my mother's buried. I can't even
Oh,
think
good.
of the name.
In Ohio.
No, in Alabama. So in
Alabama.
Alabama,
Okay.
dad was the president of the Rotary there. So there's all this strange connection. I love opera. Our uncle sang at the Met Opera. So it's just been a life changing experience. We have similar mannerisms. When I FaceTimed his kids for the first time, they're like, "Oh, it's like talking to dad, except you have a northern accent." I said, "No, I don't have an accent. Your father has a southern accent." But yeah, it's been an incredible journey and something that's really changed my life.
Good. Thank you for sharing that.
Sure, thank you.
Finale. I'm on the fence. I want to join Rotary. Should I?
I think you only join Rotary if you want to make friends, if you want to do good, if you want to make an impact in the community, if you want to learn about the community. If you don't want to do those fun things, then don't join. But if you want one or any of those, then Rotary is worth your time. I was a skeptic. I've admitted that. Like I was a skeptic about joining. But I can't imagine. I can't. That's a double negative. I can't imagine where I wouldn't be a member of Rotary. So
Great. Thank you, Michael Loughman, Rotarian Michael Loughman, branded, for this conversation here on our Rotary Unplugged.
thanks.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate your
Thank
time
you.
today. So you can catch this podcast and all the other podcasts at grrotary.org. Just click on the Unplugged tab at the top there, or you can visit it at the Apple Podcast application. Just type in again, GR Rotary Unplugged. Thank you again for your time.